Diane, I'm listening to a podcast, Black Lodge Trivia Night. I've never heard so many game aspirations in my life. Welcome back to Black Lodge Trivia Night. I'm Art, and I'm here tonight with Matt. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good. It's always good to catch up before we hit the record button. It's very cathartic, and then I'm very excited to be hanging out and playing some RPGs.
Yeah, and I'm glad we're getting to sneak this one in. I am really enjoying it, so I'm really curious to see where this all goes and what you think of it when it's over. But before we get to that, we do have a little bit of business. Are you ready for tonight's trivia?
I am.
All right. Season 2. Deep into Season 2.
Ooh. This might be tough.
You could even say getting to the end of Season 2 because the climax involves the Miss Twin Peaks pageant, which is won by one Annie Blackburn. Part of the climax's big plan is that Wyndham Earl is going to kidnap the winner of the pageant. In order to kidnap the winner of the pageant, who does he go dressed as to sneak his way in?
Wow.
Because they're all looking for him, and so he has to infiltrate by going incognito. Who does he go as?
The mayor?
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
No. The answer is the log lady.
No, he doesn't. How do I not remember that? What? I have to look this up.
Yeah, and when I was going through this, I was like, okay, like I think Andy needs to be fired if he can't tell the difference between like the log lady and Wyndham Earl.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
It's kind of nuts. But yeah, he goes as the log lady. You see pictures of it?
Yeah, I see a picture of it now.
I'll see if I can.
He appears to be holding some chloroform, and it's not a. Yeah, he's got a 5 o'clock shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I think I need to go as Wyndham Earl as log lady for Halloween, and my wife needs to go as log lady. That is a couple's costume. That perfection. I don't know how you ever top that.
Absolutely. And
oh man, I can't believe I ever forgot that.
And definitely try as hard as Wyndham Earl did.
Yeah, 5 o'clock shadow and everything.
Exactly.
Oh.
God damn it. Like I do. Somebody needs to rewatch Twin Peaks around here.
Dude, no shit. And here's this picture. It's him standing directly behind Annie, and just full on 5 o'clock shadow. Adam's apple prominent. This is, oh my gosh, I need to rewatch Twin Peaks.
Yeah, same. And then
does it count as a rewatch if you don't have a podcast about it? I mean, that's my problem.
That tree does not make a sound when it falls. So unfortunately, we do need to have a podcast about it.
Yeah. Can you have a hobby without a podcast these days? I think the answer is no.
No, I thought I read somewhere that like podcasts are becoming like one of our leading exports or something kind of stupid like that. Or not really, but
help us.
I did, and maybe I shared this before. I did hear somebody talking about how on their podcast they were going to stop having guests.
Okay,
because everybody has their own podcast, so they stopped doing guest circles, so they couldn't get guests anymore. So they're just like, so I was just like, oh God, Jesus, we're all doomed. This one's fine though. This one's different.
This is different. I saw a quote by like Amy Poehler or something like that, and I'm going to butcher it here, but you know, she has a new podcast that like won a Emmy or something. And like her whole point was like, men put zero fucking effort into their podcast. And so I'm bringing the exact same energy. It was something along those lines. Yeah. It's like, it's fair. It's fair.
We put a little effort, I think.
You know what would be different and no one's done before is a comic book podcast. Or a Twin Peaks inspired comic book podcast.
Double the trivia.
And throw in Soulsborne games.
Fuck, I think we're onto something.
We very well could be. Oh, Lord help us. All right. To answer your question, I am loving this. And yes, this is good. And as a matter of fact, I was showering this morning and thinking about you as I often do. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make sure I follow up on this lead. So like, I'm thinking about the case outside of the game, which I think is a great sign.
I think so. Yeah. And
my wife's a little concerned. She caught me staring out the window and she said, what's going on? I said, it's fine. And she goes, are you thinking about that case again? Just like, where did she go?
Why can't it be the Roman Empire? You nerd.
Oh, good callback.
Amen. All right. So if you remember last time, you basically spent the last session investigating the 2 apartments of the Nexus 9 replicants, the one that was shot and the one that disappeared, Sandor and Leah.
Yeah.
And then after that, you had a little R&R because you have to take that 4th shift off the job. And while you're out drinking, you got mugged and sort of flashed your badge through it. Actually, it was more the gun than the badge that scared him off. And then you decided that you were going to go to the Lilith Memory Lab. But as you were going to your spinner the next morning, you saw a headline in Killer Magazine that, let me bring that up so that you can get another look at it.
This made me change gears, I think.
Yeah, it was basically, sorry, I'm just bringing it up right now to show it to you. And it basically just said, Massacre on Nightclub Row, Replicant Killer on the Run. So the story broke, and of course, for the people who might not remember, the staff of Kill was at the nightclb when
they
the
really
shooting
need
occurred.
an editor, because this makes me read it as Replicant Killer, not Killer Replicant. And see, this is just this is right-wing trash magazine at its finest. What are we chasing? Are we chasing a Replicant Killer or a Killer Replicant?
That's right.
Commas, people, commas.
So that's where we left off in the morning of the second day, and you had just sort of gotten in touch with Fenna to like, okay, hold on, I think we might need to change our plans. So
yeah,
what do you want to do? First shift of the day.
Yeah, we're going to Kill Magazine.
Go to Kill Magazine. Very nice. All
I
right.
got a warrant for searching. Like put in a warrant request.
Yeah, you want to do that?
I don't know. Is that something mechanic? I don't want to.
I was just about to look. I imagine I'm trying to see, like, there's a connection roll, but I think that's a different kind of connection. I think that's making sort of connections like, wait a minute, didn't I see that guy before? So, no, let's just say you put
I don't have enough for, I don't know, are warrants even a thing in 2045?
How about right now?
Not the way we're going.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you want, you can put in the request. Now, there's some mechanics just for the people at home who know this game. I haven't been very good at the end of the session about assigning experience points, but there's different kinds of, you can get like promotion points and you can get like humanity points. And so if you do certain things that are good for the job, you get rewarded. So like when you didn't really cooperate with Quell at the Wallace Corporation, that would have negatively impacted your promotion points.
Oh, okay.
Because the job said go talk to her and cooperate, and you ended up sort of getting into a verbal scuffle.
Right. Okay.
So, certain things like that. But
sense.
Because we're sort of one-shotting it, I didn't really
That's fair.
care. So, anyway. So, in theory, probably there's a way, like, I can make you spend a promotion point or something to deal with getting a warrant.
Okay.
But we're not going to worry about that kind of stuff. So, yeah, there's rules like when you lose promotion points, you can sometimes do a connections roll for like disciplinary actions and blah blah. So there's a little bit more like cop stuff in here if you want it to be there.
Okay.
So
That's cool.
yeah, it's all right. So yeah, but you want to just sort of file the warrant on your way over in the spinner?
Yeah, and I want to have the authority to kick in the fucking door.
Nice. All right. So yeah, you're doing all the paperwork in they call them like Kias again. I forget what that stands for, but the computer in the spinner. Mm-hmm. Are you driving or is Fenna driving?
I am driving this time.
Okay. So Fenna's doing all the data entry. She's getting it processed. And basically, like on your way over, as you're pulling into, let me bring up the map, of the city of Los Angeles. Activate. Let me know if you come over. I think you did.
Yep.
So, Sector 1. Is that where Kill is? Yeah, so Kill is here in Sector 1. And so you're flying your way over. Fenna's getting all the paperwork in order. And as you're sort of spinning on your way down, the sky is like a light bulb being undimmed. A fecal undimming, if you will. So, all of a sudden you bleep, beep, and you see the screen say warrant approved, and then like a little like thermal printer next to the key, it goes, and she tears the paper off, and you're ready to go.
We don't have probable cause, but that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna park in the reserved for editor-in-chief spot.
Nice.
Or employee of the month. Maybe I want the editor-in-chief to actually be there. So what's their office building look like?
So, let's, you know what I'm going to do? One sec. Let me, because this is sort of a busy background, I'm going to switch back to our thing here.
All right.
And I'm going to, see, this is, I'm going to show you this. So that's the office, because like they give you the office, but like we don't need tokens, we don't need shit, like we don't need line of sight. So I'm just going to show you the image.
All right. Okay, so it's on the bottom floor of this mega tower one.
Yeah, it's on the bottom floor, 14 Franklin Avenue, and above it is sort of like it's like if back in the day when Lego sets weren't like predetermined things, it's almost like a kid just built Legos like a creative play. Like this part sticks out.
I've had this floor plan before.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not like a clean architecture, but it's it sort of holds together enough. And I
like that they pop this out. I mean, it almost does look like something like a warrant would print off in this time frame. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kick open the door.
Oh, nice. Okay, you just.
And I'm gonna head. So if I see these diagnostics, I'm gonna kick open the door.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not like bust the door down, but like I'm gonna open the door forcefully, full force, hold up the warrant, and I'm gonna keep walking until you stop me. And I'm gonna go right past reception, holding up the warrant. I'm gonna turn. If I see anyone in the conference room, I'm storming in there. If not, I'm going straight back to the office spaces.
All right. So let's I don't know if there's going to be a roll for this, but I like the idea of making him a roll.
Okay.
And what I'm going to ask you to roll is give me an observation roll.
Okay. Observation.
Yeah, because in my mind, you're sort of taking everything in.
Now, so I got a success there, but I also rolled the unicorn. Does the unicorn matter on a non-push?
I believe... Ooh, that's a good...
I don't remember.
In my mind, I think it only matters when you push.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how it is in... Well, it only comes up on push dice in Alien, I think. I don't think you can get it on...
Right. So, like, if we were in any other game and you rolled a 1, it wouldn't impact you until you pushed it. So, that's what I'm going to go with here, even though there's a chance it might not be quite the same because they have other things they do. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're just going to blow through that and pretend it never happened. So, yeah, you get your success. And, yeah, so what you see is, like, maybe there's somebody in the like the receptionist is sort of completely flustered. She's like, "Oh, sir, you can't go, sir." And
I'm just holding up the warrant.
Yeah, conference room. You probably see two people like just water cooler talking, cup of coffee kind of thing.
Okay, but there's no like meeting going on in there.
No. And so yeah, you're just sort of blowing your way past everyone, and when you get to like that staircase between the reception storage and into the office space. Finally, somebody's like, sir, whoa, sir. Like, and it's almost like hired security, like some kind of like, I don't want to say a mercenary, but like private security.
Okay. Well, I'll stop there. And I will, put the warrant in his face.
And from behind him, you sort of like get an older, let me show you this real quick.
Oh, lovely. Looks like Steve Bannon.
I was just about to say, like, there's some real, like,
Checks
older alcoholic Steve Bannon energy coming off of this guy. And it's just like a disheveled mess. And he even still stinks of booze. And he's got, like, a cigarette in his hand. And the whole office space is just basically a room full of, like, almost a dozen chain smokers sitting around desks. Nice. Working communicators, working their terminals.
And what's his name?
And so you know him as Shell Schuyler.
Shell Schuyler.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Schuyler, I'm going to need everyone to take their hands off computers, and we're going to need complete access to your offices.
And he sort of very coolly looks at you, and he's still smoking his cigarette. And everybody behind him is like a little wide-eyed, a little tense, but he's cool as the other side of the pillow. And he just, takes a long drag, and he's not going to be rude, so he's not going to blow it right into your face. So he blows it, off to the side a little bit. And then he just kind of, without saying a word, he steps aside and gestures. And everybody takes their cue from that, and they sort of still tense a little bit. They start backing up a little bit. They don't know if they should show their hands. They don't know what to do. But he's been a reporter, and he's been like a hard-working, hard-edged kind of reporter for a long time, and you can see it all over his face. So this is probably not the first time he's had somebody blow back on him a little bit.
I'm gonna, Mr. Schuyler, you mind telling me where you were at 2 nights ago?
And so he's looking at you, and then he looks at Fenna, and he just sort of nods. He's like, I don't think I want to... I'll talk to you. I don't want to talk to her.
Oh. And can he tell? Really?
Yeah.
Is that something like he knows something he shouldn't know? My mind immediately thinks to, like, there's some kind of leak or something like that. Or is it something that, like, the common person or someone who's paying attention would be able to tell?
I think it is somehow more the latter.
Okay, so there's some kind of indication. It's not like he's got a list of all the replicants in the police force.
No.
Okay. Luckily for you, Mr. Schuyler, I'm more of a people person, and I don't mind getting my hands dirty, but this technology and computers. Luckily, my partner here is much more skilled at diving into those things. So sure. And I'll nod to Finna and towards the back room. She's gonna go take a look around your back room. Hands off keyboards, folks. And why don't you and I step in this conference room here?
He's like, sure thing. And he's like, I'm just gonna grab my coffee.
No. We'll get it for you. Finna, grab his coffee. 2 hands. I'm sure it's hot. And I want her to hold it, and she's gonna pick it up by the rim of the glass, like her.
Well, that's the thing. So she's looking, it's like,
oh,
there's no coffee mug. And then after a second, she just holds up a flask, and she's like, this, and he's like, it was not actually, it was just a flask on his desk.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And so he sort of takes it, and he gives her a polite smile, and then she turns to go do something, and he kind of wipes it off on his grease-stained shirt. His shirt is by far the dirtiest thing in the room, but he's still
what a guy.
Off. Yeah.
What a guy. Please, Mr. Schuyler, have a seat. Why don't you go ahead and tell me where you were at 2 nights ago? Because we're at enough times past. It's 2 nights ago that the murder took place.
Yes, yeah. And what he does is in the conference room, you see there's a number of copies of that morning's print edition, and he just sort of spins one around on the table and slides it over. He's like, I was there.
Yeah, I think it's really concerning or really impressive that you took such an interest in a replicant killer. Look here, you say replicant killer on the loose.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. And
that's big for you to, we lost a good officer, and I'm good on you for taking notice.
And he looks at you and he's like, huh. Why don't you do two things? Why don't you first start by giving me an insight roll?
Okay, insight first. I'm a B.
Ooh, okay. Do you want to push it?
I will push it.
Nice.
I don't think this guy did anything, but I like razzing this guy.
Okay, cool. So he seems smug. Like when you say like it was off all the things you were just saying about like, oh, you're taking an interest in the killer. He's looking at you like, huh, like he might be 2 moves ahead in this part of the chess game. He's got that kind of vibe going. And he's like, did you read the article?
I was going to when I was using the bathroom this morning, but I ran out of toilet paper, and it was just, it was the best thing around.
All right. Do you want a minute to read it, or you want me to just, in case you're illiterate, do you want me to spell it out? Oh, sorry, what was that, Matt?
Why don't you go ahead and help me out, just in case I'm illiterate?
All right. Why don't you give me a manipulation roll as well?
Okay. I'm C at this, so a D8.
That's nicely done.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, double success there. A unicorn, but that's I don't think going to matter in this case. So he's like, yeah, I did take an interest, and I feel like I'm half doing your job for you. Apparently you didn't read the article, but yeah, I was at the club last night, and I watched the whole thing, man. Like I saw the whole thing.
What's funny is we had other eyewitnesses see the whole thing. Why don't you go ahead and let's just confirm what we already know?
Nice. He's like, sure. And he's not in a rush. And he takes another long pull on his cigarette. And again, he's not going to be rude, so he kind of blows it up in the air, even though the whole room is just filling with smoke. It has nowhere to go. There's no ventilation, really. And it's like, look, me and the boys, we wanted a night out. Like a little company bonding. And so, yeah, we went to the snake pit. Sure. We're going to give people some shit. We could have went anywhere, and yeah, we chose the place that has the skin job dancing. That was us. We did it. We went there to antagonize those useless skin jobs. Okay, you got me. And he holds up his wrist kind of like a dick, and then he's like... And then this fucking big albino skin job starts walking towards us. And above the table, the guy's styles you have cooling at the station, he's like super pale.
Right, but he's not a replicant, right? Or at least I guess I never asked him.
Yeah, it was all happening pretty quickly. So, and he's like, yeah, this fucking big albino skin job starts walking at me, starts giving a shit. And you know what? I can't say I was entirely disappointed. That's kind of, if I'm being honest, that's why we were there, right? So he starts giving us shit, and he starts yelling at us, telling us to leave the girl alone, and things got out of hand, and we start throwing punches. He starts throwing, who knows what. Bottles start going everywhere. And then all of a sudden, I see that dead cop. He starts to make his move toward us. I don't know what he's doing, but as soon as that albino started walking towards us, he started doing something. The fight breaks out, and then your other fucking skin job officer pulled out her blaster and just shot him right in the chest. Then she ran out of the room. Everybody's panicking, and I see her get into a cab.
I'm gonna keep listening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep listening. I'm gonna keep nodding my head. This is what Salmon has suspected, right? That it was his partner that shot him, all of those things. But I want to try to get a little more information about him. Yeah? One thing you could help us with, I'm not going to play the card that I have someone saying that, is one of his guys, but I haven't forgotten that, even though I don't buy that story. I wasn't able to get that taxi cab number. Now, you're a reporter. I know you like to pay attention to the fine details. I know you don't always write them, but maybe you caught it and can help me out here.
He's like, I gotta be honest with you. I didn't get the cab number. It was pretty far away. I'm sure some of your fucking pig cameras caught it somewhere, but I didn't get it.
Oh, I'm sure we could, but that'd make my life easier. And, I could go focus on that and get out of your hair a lot sooner. Mm-hmm. You sure?
And he just takes another long pull on his cigarette. He's like, I didn't get it.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me?
So he's looking at you. You rolled well in your manipulation. Yeah, so he's looking at you. He's like, how about I give you one for free? And maybe someday I'll call on you and you can give me one for free.
Well, we'll see, because Mr. Schuyler, I think everything that you can tell me right now is only going to help you in the long run.
It's like, sure. It's like that skin job cop who shot her partner. I'd seen her in that place a couple times before.
And, I mean, that's all? You saw her once or twice before?
Yeah, just drinking alone. So I don't know what she was doing there that night with her partner. I don't know why it was different. I don't know what happened that made her decide to blow his chest cavity out, but she'd been there before. She probably knew some of the people, but she was there drinking alone.
This is most helpful, and I appreciate you taking that. It's just, there's one thing. See, I've got eyewitnesses that tell me the exact opposite. As a matter of fact, they let me know it was one of your guys who dropped a good cop.
And he kind of is like, huh, man, we would have been moving up in the world if that was the case. But no, was it that fucking albino who told you that?
Oh, I've got multiple eyewitnesses.
All right. Well, we can get our lawyers involved. I can make sure, if you want to bring those charges, we're okay. We'll fight those charges. But everything I know, I just told you, and I put it in this morning's edition.
Well, Mr. Schuyler, I'm going to let some of the uniforms continue to comb through your office. I'm sure it shouldn't take more than a couple of days to go through all this. And I will make sure that we will be in touch. And I stand up and I get real close to him. And I said, you may not have fired that shot, but I'm coming after you, you piece of shit. I will talk to you soon.
Nice, very nice. And with that, he sort of like, I assume you're sort of walking away at this point?
Yeah.
So he just takes one more puff of his cigarette and he sort of fumbles into his pocket. And he's got like, in his wallet, he opens up his wallet and you see as you're are you leaving the building or are you going somewhere else in the office?
I was going to take like a glance around. I didn't.
Okay.
I don't think we'll uncover much here, but I was going to take like a glance around.
Okay, yeah. So what you see him doing is he pulls out his wallet, and his wallet is like, it's sort of like, it looks like just a bunch of crumpled receipts, but you realize it might be his like most important Rolodex. And he kind of pulls out a couple pieces of paper and finally smooths one out on the table. And he makes contact on his Kia, and he talks much louder than he needs to. And he's saying he's talking to his attorney, and he's just letting, very performatively letting you know that, he knows how to deal with this kind of stuff in a sense.
Okay. Yeah, and that's fair, and that's not surprising. I do want to take a quick glance around the office, check in with Finna, see if she uncovered anything. before we just hand this over to some other
so
lower detectives.
Nothing specific to nothing specific. Let me start it. Nothing specifically new. You can see that somebody's trying to make requests to get all the surveillance footage from that night. They're trying to follow up on the story because they've got like a, in their mind, like a crazy replicant that just shot a cop that was also a replicant. So some of that feels like they might be onto the story that's going to be the match on the tinderbox, which is the one thing they would love to see happen.
Okay,
and so,
but they haven't progressed any further or gotten any of that new information or seen that surveillance yet.
No. It seems like very much they jammed out what they had as fast as possible, and they're trying to like sort of build the railroad track as the train's already moving.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this and turn it over to some competent other detectives.
Okay.
And I'll signal Finna. And hey, we have that 9:00 appointment. We better hit the road.
It's like, sure thing, boss. And so like as you're sort of making your way out, like, a swarm of uniforms come in and they start, very like, okay, box that, like unplug that computer, take out that network cable, that kind of stuff. And, they're sort of getting it organized and locked down.
Kind of gross suppression of press, but whatever. They're pieces of shit. I'll live with it.
Yeah.
So we get to the car, my spinner, and I said, look, we're gonna call this a little short. That guy's a piece of shit in there, but he did tell us something interesting. I want to pop by not Leah. What was the dancer's name?
Shit. Her name was, let me see, Snake Pit. Her name, I know you want to check out the dancer, right? Like, Iris.
Iris. Okay. And then, I started a new piece of paper. What was the albino's, what's his name again?
His name is Styles.
Okay. Styles. So I'm going to tell Finna, I'm going to bounce. So here's the deal. We have a little bit new of information. I want to pull surveillance from around the club on any cabs and see if we can track the cab that Leah got into. But I have a suspicion she may be at Styles' apartment or Iris. Turns out Leah might have been a regular of the Snake Pit. Did we have that anywhere in the police report?
And Fenna does a quick like scroll with her finger. She's like, no, that's actually pretty new information.
Yeah. So I know we were planning on hitting up Lilith Memory. We can still do that. But what are your thoughts on just doing a quick drive-by on these apartments and make sure everything's okay over there?
She's like, sure thing, boss. Yeah, we can get those addresses and figure it out.
I mean, where else do you think she would go? If she's a regular there, I mean, if it were you, and what he's trying to do is very politely and sensitively as possible, like, if you were a replicant, where do you go to hide?
Yeah.
And he's like, if it were you, would you go to someone that you knew?
And she's like, well, and she thinks about that. She's like, I don't know. And she realizes she hasn't ever thought about this. Like, it's something that is sort of outside her programming. And she's like,
yeah,
I don't.
So I think this kind of reinforces it. And so he's like, well, there's only so many people that she knew. And why don't we start by there? I know it's going to take a little bit of time, but at least we can just pop in real quick and see if anything shakes out. Okay.
Yeah. So, you get the addresses on your key in the spinner. You make your way around the city. There's something we're supposed to. There's a way to. Oh no, it's only if you're moving about on the ground, so it doesn't matter within the spinner. Yeah, and basically, let's say like Styles' apartment. It's run down. It's it's beat up. It's not quite as bad as Leah's neighbor's apartment was in her building where it was just like hoarding and a mess. But he's a little sloppy, but it's basically empty. You want to do the thing where like you get the landlord to let you in, sort of, and you make up a story, that kind of stuff, or how do you want to approach it?
I think we were just going by to knock. I don't know if we have enough to get Styles' apartment and go in.
Okay.
So I think we're just going to knock.
Yeah, so when you knock, there's no response. It's not like you hear a shuffling behind the door, like, oh shit. It just sounds empty.
I tried the door handle.
It's secured. It's locked.
Okay. All right. Well. All right, Finna. Well, we can either try to get a warrant to get in here. I'll check under the welcome mat to see if he hides a key anywhere like that.
Yeah, no luck.
Okay. All right. What about Iris's apartment?
And, Iris is actually...
I won't... Okay, go ahead.
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just, I don't want to break the law. And if there's no, emerging... if it doesn't look like it's been broken into or anything like that, if the door jam looks intact and all that stuff, I'm not going to break the law to go check in.
Okay. I was going to say, Iris is actually at her apartment.
Oh. Good morning, Iris.
Yeah, she's like, oh, officer, yeah, what can I do? Is there something else you needed? Was there something I left you wanted to know about?
Yeah,
what's up?
We just had a few follow-up questions. Do you mind if we come in?
And she's like, yeah, sure. She's got a little, sleep in her eyes, but yeah, she's like, yeah, sure, come on in.
Do replicants get sleepy sand?
And she's like, I don't know, just... God damn it.
Yeah, so Finna's gonna kind of do the casual look around and obviously look for, and he's like, I'm really sorry to disturb you this morning. Look, we just had a couple of things come to light. One, I don't think you told us an awful lot about Styles, but you didn't mention Leah at all. How many times did you interact with her?
And she looks at you and she's like, interact with, I don't really know. I mean, I recognize her. She had definitely been in the bar.
She was a regular. You ever see her talk to anyone? Like Styles, or, he's got a thing for you guys.
And he's like, I don't know if they know each other. I definitely saw her drinking alone sometimes. It looked like she had some things on her mind. Was that kind of drinking?
Drinking alone, but you never saw anyone talk to her?
Not when I was, lights are shining on you when you're on stage. It's, I never really paid much attention to the face. It's easier if I don't look at them when they're looking at me, if you know what I mean.
Okay. All right. Is Styles a replicant?
Is this something you're asking about the table, or are you asking?
I'm asking Iris.
And she's like, well, yeah. Huh. And so she's not sure if she's telling you something that is bad, because the whole thing's been, I don't want him to get in trouble.
No, he won't get in trouble. If everyone keeps telling us the truth. Okay. Well, again, have a good morning. You continue to rest up, and we'll follow up if we have any more questions. And we're sorry to disturb you.
She's like, yeah, sure. And if there's anything else I can do, yeah.
I assume that Finna gave me the all clear, and Leah's not hiding out in this apartment.
Doesn't look like it.
All right. So I think we want to go to, and if that's a shift, I completely understand. I think where we want to go next is to go to Lilith Memory Labs. But okay. I want to call the cab company and see if, let's say that we put in a request of the surveillance footage outside the club to see if there's any update on a cab picking up Leah, if that's picked up on any cameras.
Okay.
And so if there is, obviously I want to follow up with that and kind of interrupt the Lilith Memory Labs lane. If there is or isn't, I do want to call whatever suspected cab companies I think might have picked her up.
Right. Let me see. So, what's this? So here's what they're able to send you on your sort of remote Kia in the car. One sec.
Is my spinner also a Kia brand?
Yeah, why not? So they're like, that's the shot from the camera outside the outside the club, but they're like, if you want to do the whole Esper treatment, you're going to have to come in and we don't send that stuff out. That's evidence. It needs to be done on site, hardwired.
Well, look, here's the deal. All right. Sorry to pivot on you, Art, but I imagine, this will be communicated to Finna. Look, I know we talked about going to Lilith Memory Lab this morning, and I keep throwing curveballs at you, but the way I see it is we might have someone who's armed and dangerous and needs immediate assistance. And I think the thing that might get us the fastest answer is finding out where she went, and then we can put together the why things went this way later. So I think we need to go back to HQ, maybe check on Styles, and do that Esper processing on this footage.
Okay. Yeah. So she's like, no problem. And, so you start making your way back to HQ. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill out day 2 shift morning. We'll say it was kill and apartments.
And Iris. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll call that shift 1. And then, you're going to make your way back to HQ.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool. And then, so you get into, let me just double check this real quick and see what we got. Bring this back in. Dun, dun, dun. I was hoping there was a picture that I could show you, but that's okay. What's this? Just trying to find some stuff to send you. Anyway, so you get into LAPD headquarters, and again, like, lights are a little flickering. People getting processed, getting in the way. You're almost like bumping shoulders with people as they're getting moved from one place to a holding cell. It's just a lot of activity. It never seems to slow down. It seems like you would think the city would take some time off, but it never seems to. So, so you go in and you enter a room, and as soon as you close the door, everything stops. The room is sound treated because it's like an evidence examination room. So they want to make sure you have, if you need to hear audio, you can hear it. So it's almost like this little bubble, this little peaceful, almost like stepping through the wardrobe into Narnia, and everything else just disappears for a minute. And it's just you in this sort of darkened room with a large Esper wall, which is just a massive screen. And And you bring up that photo, I assume, or do you want to look at something else?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you start with, that photo, and I'll show it to you again, if that matters. And so, you basically, it's an awkward photo. It's not going to show anything, but you do see in quadrant 210, or however you want to do it, that is a taxi cab, 2 on the left,
the
10
orange
on the bottom.
Dumpster?
Yeah, it looks like a dumpster, but that you recognize that as a taxi cab.
Okay. Do I recognize the company?
Well, you can do that whole push in 30%, 20% right, kind of thing. And
I just didn't know if orange dumpsters were a particular brand of taxi.
It's just like a city cab.
Okay. All right.
And so, you go and you get ready to push in.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And that's
so we get some numbers.
Yeah.
All right.
And you absolutely recognize that as Leah, and you absolutely are able to get the taxi cab number.
All right. So we have a taxi cab number, and I'll say to the room, enhance. 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 And who's driving the cab? The chief of police.
The president of the United States. It goes all the way to the top.
Okay. So I have a taxi number, and then I assume now the taxi company, or are you saying they're all city ran?
It's all city. It's all municipal city taxis.
Oh, this is some kind of communist future. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Probably actually makes sense to have. I live in a city without good public transportation. Like we have some buses, and I live in a major city too. Like we have a streetcar that goes about 2 miles. That's it. So having city transportation is new and unusual to me. It makes me uncomfortable. Okay. Yeah, let's call this in. Is there any other kind of like, is it a little too much to ask to see if we track it in any other like videos down the road like the Brits do? You know, they have videos everywhere.
Oh, that's a good question. I would say not specifically, because you're sort of, you know, it's borrowing from like it, you know, because this wasn't from like a traffic cam. This was like just some private security. So it's not like you can do what you were just describing, where you can literally tag them in from one to the next.
Okay. All right. Well, let's call down. Let's see if we can find out where cab 4R4 had to pick up. And I assume we have the time. Oh, here it is. Photo 112/8/18, May 18th, 2037. I don't see a timestamp, but I'm assuming we can figure out what time this was taken at.
Okay.
Right? Like, we know.
Yeah, and so let me see. Getting MetroCab leading, you can process it. Okay, so why don't you give me... Okay, so you got that. Why don't you give me a connections roll?
Okay, connections... 10.
Nice. So let's say like Fenna's like, you know, hey, I've dealt with the MetroCab dispatch before. I can get somebody on the phone for you.
Okay. Well, let's do that then.
Yeah. So why don't you give me a manipulation roll?
Manipulation.
Yeah.
D8 here. Nice.
Oh. Shit. Okay.
The world is Play-Doh to me.
All right. So yeah, you know, it's like, and all of a sudden, like, MetroCab dispatch.
Good morning, Flo. It's me, Salmon. How are you doing today?
And she's like, "Oh, Salmon. All right. What can I do for you, hon?"
Well, it is so lovely to hear your voice. Hey, can you tell me about a little cab from 2 nights ago? It had a pickup down at the Snake Pit. I got a cab number for you and a time. I need to know where it dropped off the passenger it picked up at the Snake Pit. And this is a little time sensitive.
And there's sort of like this pause, and she goes, "You got a warrant, hun?" Like it's a joke that's...
Wow, Flo. Yeah. I got a carton full of Lucky Strikes, which are now back in 2038.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll get the job done. Hey, the cab number's 4R4.
She's like, sure. Let me check on that. Hold on, but I'm gonna put you on hold, hon. I'm gonna put you on hold.
I know people at the cab too, Finna.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said I know people at the cab company too, Finna.
It's like, wow. All right. Click. Hey, hon. Yeah. No. I got that cab. Hold on one sec. I can tell you the fare ended on Anemoid Row. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can get the driver. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the driver. And you sort of hear her going, "Hey, Earl." And so she didn't put you on hold. So she's got like one phone here, and she's got the radio here. So you're hearing every single word. And like, Earl, we got the cops. You know that you got a fare the other night? You know that fare? And he's like, "No, honey, I don't know what fare. I have a lot of fares." It's like that one, like the Snake Pit, like right around the shooting. And she's like, "Oh," and Earl's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, no, I remember that one." And again, like it's them talking. You're getting the whole thing. He's like, "Yeah, no, I definitely remember that one." She was really upset, and she was definitely carrying a gun. And I let her off on Anemoid Row, and it was like one of those things like, "You know what, just stop here. I don't think it was really where she meant to get out. but she just told me to stop, and I jammed over to the corner, and she got out and just disappeared into the crowd. And then she's like, "Did you get that, hun? Thanks, Earl. Did you get that, hun?"
Flo, you are an absolute saint. I got it. It's not what I was hoping to hear, but it's at least something. Look, if Earl thinks of anything else, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm sure I'll see you tonight down at the... Shit, I forgot our bar name.
Is the jazz club that you go to? Did it have a name?
I thought we were using it, keeping it consistent.
Oh, yeah, it was whatever it was from Cyberpunk. Yeah. And I can't recall.
Look at us.
Prepared as always. You're welcome, audience.
Yeah, so he'll say that. I really appreciate it, Flo. You're saving me a lot of camera monitoring. I appreciate it. But if he thinks of anything else, you let me know, please.
Yeah, sure thing, hon. Sure thing. Talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
And as you're doing that, Fenna's looking at you. Is like, so it's like, is that a date? You know? No. She plays jazz flute on every Tuesday. Believe it or not. Nice. Very nice. Why wouldn't I believe it, I guess? And she's like, while you were chatting up Flo, I got a message from the crime lab downstairs. I don't know, do we want to check in on any of the autopsies or anything, or we want to keep rolling up here?
Why don't we?
All right.
While we're here, look, Anemoid Road, do you think of anything out that way? And do I recall anything being out there?
So, above the table, if you remember at one point I showed you the newspaper, you grabbed fake butterflies from Leah's apartment.
Oh, and that was on one of my places to go.
Right, and there was like a little ad for a place that makes the fake butterflies.
On Anemoid Road, huh?
Yeah.
You know what? Finna. And maybe I have like a picture of the newspaper, or we kept the newspaper, or my newspaper. We go by my desk while we're on our way down the crime lab. Look at this. And I point at the deal. I'm like, Anemoid Road.
He's like, oh yeah, look at that. All right.
And it's around the area, right? Like it's about where he dropped her off?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, yeah, let's go down to the crime lab. Then I think we need to go see a guy about getting some fake butterflies.
All right. So yeah, you head down to the crime lab, and it's called like the crime lab and morgue of the Replicant Intelligence and Technology, RIT.
Really? That's all we could come up with?
Yeah. So, and as you walk in, you're greeted by Chief Medical Examiner. His name is Coco. And let me show you his picture. And so, yeah, he greets you, and he's like, "Oh, Officer Salmon, how you doing? Fenna, how's it going?"
Coco, what do you got for me, bud?
And you see Sandor's body is sort of on the table. And, darting around the lab, you see Coco's little cat. And when it sort of looks at you, and you've known this for a while, but it always sort of creeps you out. Like when it looks at you and its eyes catch the light, it's got that sort of red hollowness that is just a bit of a hat tip for a lot of like artificial life. So it creeps you out that he keeps an artificial pet running around, and yeah. So
let me guess, Coco. I'm just gonna drop the knowledge on him. Sandor here was killed by a police-issued whatever type of weapon Leah carried, and one to the chest, huh?
He's like, huh? It's not bad. That's not bad at all. He's like, and
not
he's like,
bad? Did I miss
something?
something? No, I'm just like playing with him like this.
Yeah.
This tit a tat we have, right?
Yeah, and he's looking at you. He's like, yeah, of course. And he's like, you are basically on the nose. And you see, like, he pulls, the sort of the curtain back, sort of pulls the sheet down, and just the hole in Sandor's chest is a bit alarming. It's maybe you've never seen like a point blank wound this close from like one of your hand cannons, but it's significant.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's like, you're right. He was shot point blank. It was a large caliber weapon. The bullet went right through. It was a through and through. We don't have the bullet. Now, above the table, Fenna grabbed it.
I can get that for you. Yeah. Actually, why don't you check evidence, or do we have it in an evidence bag with us?
Yeah, let's just say she pulls it out of her satchel, like tagged in a bag, and throws it to him. And he's like, "Oh, that's really interesting."
We can help with that.
Yeah. He's like, "Well, it makes sense. It is a caseless 44 caliber. This is the type of ammo used in a PKD 520-23 blaster, 5223 blaster. The Blade Runner issue." And he starts putting the bullet under sort of like the analyzers and the microscopes. He's like, "But this isn't ammo issued by the police force. Everyone has like a little number on it. This isn't sold. This wasn't issued from the police force."
Whoa. All right, what can you tell me about this?
Let me see.
Wow.
Why don't you give me a connections roll?
Okay. Connections. I want to push this.
Okay.
Push it real good.
Oh, shit.
What?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at an old roll where it was all three.
Oh, yeah, where I had the 3. Yeah.
Right. So if people care, what Foundry does, it sort of just completely eliminates the roll. Like it takes it off the chat window, and so all of a sudden the one at the bottom was 3. Anyway, so he's looking at it and he's like, well, I mean, we could start, but that there is a vendor in town that sort of sells under the table bullets called Bullet Bob's Runner Surplus. And they sometimes, and they sometimes carry, like if somebody were to lose or have their Blade Runner gun stolen, that might be the first place you check see if somebody turned it in for some money.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Mind if we, you want to take all your pictures and do all your science? Mind if we take that with us?
It's like, yeah, no problem. Yeah. And he sort of like, he does maybe like a quick 3D scan of the bullet. So he's got all the deformations and, whatever type of forensics he might need. And then he sort of drops it back into the bag and hands it to you.
Yeah. Okay. What else can you tell us? What are we missing?
Well, and so Fenna, as she watches him run the scanner over the bullet, she's like, hold on a second. And she pulls the butterflies out of her satchel. And she's like, can you get like an ID number or some kind of serial number on this with the microscopic scanner? And Coco looks at it and he's like, yeah, I mean, it should be tagged somehow. And he sort of captures one and he sort of inverts it and puts it onto like again, it sort of creates like a laser 3D model of it. And you can very clearly see that it has a serial number on it. And he sort of snaps a picture of it, and all of a sudden, again, you hear another thermal printer going, and he tears it off and says, there you go, that's the serial number if you want it.
Okay. What are you thinking, Fenna? I mean, we already know about the butterfly joint, but I'll just ask her. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, we've got like that circumstantial connection because they use those butterflies in the ad, but if we wanted to lock down who sold this exactly, we could confirm it.
You're probably right.
Just so we have that information going in.
Good thinking. You mean to tell me in this giant ass city there might be more than one butterfly store? Okay. All right, Doc. You got anything else for us?
And he's like, No, I feel like, you actually did me a favor this time, and I appreciate it. And it's like, but...
Oh, Doc, I'm always doing you favors. All right, well, look, we got a lot of work to do, and we have a threat to the public out there, so we will leave you to it. Till next time, Doc, and I pat him on the back, and as I leave, I hiss at his cat. And,
yeah, and the cat was sort of licking its paw and just went... like it startled and looked right at you and had no, like, what the fuck, man? What did I do? But,
right. Nice.
I was just licking my own ass and all of a sudden you're hissing at me. Yeah. So And Fenna goes over and sort of gives him like, oh no, I know he's an asshole. Yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Gives him a good chin rub and then follows you out.
All right.
So let's call that shift 2. You spent some time doing some stuff in the Esper wall, checking in with that. Now, if there's anything else you want to do here in the station, we can consider that part of shift 2. Like, you still have Styles cooling in a cell. He's going to have to be released the next day. So you've held him for 24 hours so far, roughly.
Oh, let's talk to Styles then.
You don't have to, but...
no, we should probably. I mean, I don't know if I have any more questions for him, but I don't want to lose the opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, let me see. So Styles, he's sort of in like a cell, and he sort of sits up from his bed. Or do you want to just have him meet you in like an interrogation room?
Yeah, we can do an interrogation room.
Okay.
Or his bed. I don't know if I have a lot for him, so.
Okay. So yeah, you sort of drag him, from his cell. He's like, fuck have you been, man? I've been here all night. Like, you going to talk to me? You going to let me go? Like, I told you everything I knew.
We're working, Styles. And don't forget, you're the one who lied to me. You're the one who ran from us. You're the one who assaulted a police officer. Like, Styles, I'm trying to help you out here. I know what you're doing. I know you're trying to protect Iris. You might be trying to protect Leah. I get it. Those guys at Kill Magazines are giant pieces of shit, and I'm doing everything I can. I need you to work with me. So before I throw the book at you, is there anything else you can tell me? Do you know where Leah went? I know you have a thing for replicants. I get it.
Okay, so why don't you do this? Why don't you give me a manipulation roll, but do it with a disadvantage.
Okay.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, so that was one success. People don't know. So he only rolled 1 die instead of 2. And he looks at you.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Look, I didn't do shit. You've just been stalling me here. Don't bother looking for Leah. You're never going to find her, and you're never going to see her again.
I'm going to hold up the newspaper with my finger pointing at the butterfly shop. Are you sure about that, Styles?
And he sees that. He's like, fucking butterflies. Yeah, I don't know. And you know what? Give me an insight roll.
Okay.
Very nice. Okay. 3 successes. The instant you show him the picture of the butterfly, he goes pale. I mean, he's already pretty pale. He's albino, but like he just, and then he regains his composure, but you absolutely could not miss that reaction to the butterflies.
Hey, Styles, I'm legitimately trying to help you. And so if you're going to keep lying to me, then fuck you. And we're going to bring formal charges. So, we are going to find Leah before anyone else dies, before any more good cops die, because you have some sick kind of fetish wanting to protect these people.
And he's like, yeah, of course I want to protect him. And you probably figured it out by now, but I'm one of them. Like, why wouldn't I want to protect him?
I want to protect him. I don't want anyone else dying. And all you're doing, you're delaying. So yeah, I'm going to keep you here, and I'm going to keep you here as long as I possibly can. So nice job, asshole. You could have saved yourself a lot of trouble.
And he kind of looks at you, and he's not like defiant or smug or anything, but he's like, it doesn't matter if you keep me here or not. I'm not a part of helping her out at this point. She's, like I said, you're never going to find her. You're never going to see her again but it wasn't because of something I was going to do. She's getting help and she's getting taken care of.
I'm sure, Styles. I'm sure. And we'll leave. We'll leave him, and I'll leave him there in his cell or in the interrogation room, wherever we ended up. And I turned to Finna and I was like, we need to get to this butterfly shop.
Okay. So let's make that the end of shift 2.
Mm-hmm.
If I can remember where I put that. Nope, not that. But what we'll do is we'll call that shift 2, and why don't we fade to black here?
Okay.
Instead of starting up a new location and a new shift.
Okay.
And yeah, so the intention at the moment is to go check out the butterfly shop. That's the next step.
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Cool.
That's like number 1 for me right now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I will mark down just to show it. I'm going to mark down shift 2 was LAPD HQ. And yeah, we will pick this up with shift 3 in the next session.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, this was part of what I want to talk about. Like, I really want to talk about like these kinds of games as a whole, but I got to tell you, one thing I'll be curious to talk to you about, or if you want to spend like 2 minutes talking about it now, it's just like,
no, yeah.
I can't tell if what they provide you in terms of materials and, you know, handouts and everything, like even like the 2 levels of the image so you can zoom in. I don't know if I would want to create my own adventure for this, because I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
There's so much that's added by the artwork and all the little touches. And I feel like I would just be holding myself up to that standard, and it almost intimidates me to not want to do anything besides run official stuff because it's so well produced.
Yeah, I mean, it like a really cool level of that, and there's things that I've wanted to do. Man, we got to do Delta Green, because
yes.
Like there's things I've wanted to do, like provide you guys the handouts, like physical handouts. Like you could do it on your own, right? Like you could go find like, and I think that's really impressive and a daunting task that I want to try to approach. But it is cool, but it's also like the spy, when we were in the snow looking for clues and stuff like that, like that was still so atmospheric, and I didn't lose anything by not like seeing a detailed picture of the snow for like me to like comb in and go through. Like, yeah, it adds to things. It is funny because I was thinking about this and I was like, man, I wonder, because I don't know if, I guess we had the spy game. I'm trying to think of like the really investigative stuff that you know, outside of Call of Cthulhu, right? Because but Vaesen felt like I have not felt on rails for much of this, right? I will say, like, and this could be because I think I remember Bullet Bob's from the playthrough I listened to. For whatever reason, I was like, because there's not a scene in Blade Runner where he goes to an arms dealer, right? But in the OG Blade Runner, like, he doesn't go to a weapons shop. So that's in my brain, and so I must have heard it, and like that point seems like a little bit, or maybe like the pressure to go to the company that makes the replicants. But where I'm going is like the investigative part of this feels so much more open, and like maybe I stumble upon the taxi cab, maybe I don't. Without the taxi cab clue or not, we were going to that butterfly store. Right. And it feels really different than like Call of Cthulhu, like where there's almost this like expected pattern, like you're supposed to do research and then you go here, and it's and so I don't know if that's the game. I don't know if that's how we're playing. I don't know if it's the strength of the scenario or what. But as we were, and I know this doesn't directly answer your question, but it is funny. Like when you're thinking about these handouts and what they amplify and what they add to, I'm over here thinking like, this is a really good investigation, because like it was obvious to tell Iris and Styles' apartment wasn't where I was supposed to be. Right. But going to Leah and Sandor's apartments, and you had like handouts for those, and it's like, oh, this is like a clue, like what am I gonna find here, you know? And that's like super exciting. But I don't think you did anything to push me there. I just thought on my own, like, well, we should go see the dead people and missing people's apartments, and that's really cool. And I guess I would do that in Call of Cthulhu, right? Like, if my friend went missing, I'd go to his place. So that's not really fair, but this is the first time where I've played it, and it's felt like my investigation, not just checking the Call of Cthulhu boxes. That's
good to hear. And just to what I was saying, the reality is like none of the handouts actually, that's not what makes these games great. So,
right. It's just amplifications, right? It's just enhancements, Yeah.
Performance enhancers.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm glad to hear that. And I do remember during the spy game, you mentioning like on that snowy road that it was clicking.
Oh, it was one of my favorite like role-playing scenes we've ever done. Like, it was so, I don't know what it was. It just, you struck the right chords and the atmosphere was so good at that moment. And it was like, I was there in it and it was really cool. So
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm glad, again, I think we're both enjoying this still. So I'm looking forward to the next session, which hopefully will be pretty soon. But until then, this is Black Lodge Trivia Night. We are a tabletop RPG actual play podcast. If you're watching this, you found our YouTube channel, like and subscribe if this is your thing. You can check out all the different systems that we've tried. You can see some of the discussion podcasts that we have up as well. If you prefer audio versions of those things, just search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your audio, and we should show up there. We have a Discord if you want to jump in. We chat about RPGs. There's been some chatter about getting some more up and running. We'll see how that comes together. But just jump in if you want to shoot the shit about this stuff, and we'd love to have you. But otherwise, Matt, thank you for jumping in tonight, and this was a lot of fun, and I will talk to you soon, man.
Thank you, Art. I've got my little notepad, my detective little notepad here of clues, and I don't know, that's cool. I've got my little crime solving area here on my desk. So thank you. Really enjoying this. I'm looking forward to the next one. Good night, everyone.
Good night. The in-session music was provided by Tabletop RPG Music and composed by Ian Fisher. You can find the Patreon at www.patreon.com/tabletop RPG music. That's all one word.